All right. I have to very delicately put it in there. Otherwise, it stops recording. How's it going, guys? This is Tom Burkart for TopSpeed.com. Just wanted to take a wrap-up video. I'm on day 7 of the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution GSR loaner, and I'm very grateful for that. It's a great car. I mean, the first time I took a video of this car was literally the first time I sat down in it. And since then, I've really come to appreciate a bunch of other details about it. Most notably that it has tons of torque all over, which is really, really different than my Subaru Legacy GT, which is also a turbo, but and a 5-speed manual, but is super laggy. Like in 4th gear or 3rd gear or something, if you're not already going 60 or 70 miles an hour, I mean, it's going to take a bit to get there. Whereas this car, it took me more time on roads with higher speed limits to really get a sense of how responsive the turbo engine is. This 2-liter Myvec engine that makes 291 horsepower, but also a very similar number of pound-feet of torque. Really, really low in the rev line, you guys. I mean, I'm obviously trying to be a responsible adult. This car has license plates on it, and you can see we're just in traffic. But I mean, this car is so fast, it's crazy. And to be able to, everything is just so intense and really almost perfect for a really hardcore performance car. And one other thing that I wanted to mention regarding my comparisons versus my Subaru is that it took me my Subaru was obviously a stock vehicle for a very long time, and it's taken me strut tower brace, 2 different sets of wheels, a 3rd type of tire to try, clutch number 2 with clutch number 3 in the trunk ready to go, new turbocharger, and these are all things that the Subaru Legacy GT has needed since 2005 to get anywhere near the performance that this 2014 Lancer Evo brings, right out of the box. And it's still not, it's still not as sharply focused as this car in terms of how much the different super all-wheel control settings really change the feel. I'm not sure what the torque split is between gravel, tarmac, and snow, but certainly I've been leaving it in gravel because it seems to prioritize. So that was 3rd gear, and I was going about 15 before. It obviously prioritizes a little bit more of a rear bias in all of the settings, it feels like, versus the Subaru, which is really actually a very understeer prone vehicle. Even in the wagon, which is my car, which has a little bit of a longer rear overhang and about 150 extra pounds back there, which makes it, a little bit more wayward on tracks. It takes a long time to get there, though, and you have to wade through a lot of understeer, or basically be on gravel or ice to make the Subaru behave with as much rear drive bias as it feels like it should have with a full-time 50-50 split. Whereas this Evo really feels like it's pushing from the back and the outside corners. Which is, of course, the promise of all torque vectoring systems. But, at least in my experience, I mean, I could be wrong, and maybe some more seat time in the new Honda all-wheel drive system would change that. But, I mean, none of the other torque vectoring systems are perceptible whatsoever. I mean, if it weren't for displays in the dashboard, you wouldn't even know that it was, trying to push torque to the outside rear wheels. And, I'm not sure if that's a mechanical thing or whether they've just been unable to really shift it that much. We're talking about maybe 5% of the total torque that would be going, just split 50-50 is then shuffled. So it's not very extreme. Whereas for this car, I mean, even on throttle, so let's do, okay, well, let me get past these cars. Well, I mean, we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're by a public library. But, on throttle, this car has a really perceptible feel that of its rear end certainly being involved in the handling. And, that's good on a dry day, but it's also, it's a little fun one there. These people are going to be so pissed. It's like a weird subdivision. feels like it's pushing pretty significantly from the rear end, which feels great. I mean, it's obviously what I would prefer. Some of the shut there, you know, this car's tight. It's going for it. It's totally going for it. I'm sorry. You guys, I'm gonna get like banned from my neighborhood. But anyway, it's definitely going for it. And, you know, what you could see or hear in that little moment when I overcooked it, you know, it was a really natural progression. Obviously, just picking my foot up off the throttle, and we were, you know, safely back under control. But this car, and that was all in 4th gear, you guys, which is pretty crazy for a 2-liter 4-cylinder. All right, so before I get put away by the men in blue for hooning around in this car, which does have a rear wing, and I've noticed a little bit more attention from the fuzz as a result, or maybe as a result of my driving. But this 2014 Lancer Evolution GSR is about $37,500 as equipped, and that comes with some really cool wheels that look white but are actually like grayish. They're really, really cool. All right, go check it out, guys. Take it easy. Bye.